Hello, my name is David Webb, and this is a video for Dweebovision. I am a Scrabble grandmaster, and in this video I am going to play Scrabble while providing in-game commentary on my moves. Hopefully this will help to improve your game, and be fun to watch. The game has just started, so let's join the action. It's my opponent to go first. He's played Fanon. I have the first blank, and I'm sure I have a bingo. I've got non-paid, which runs to either side of Fanon. But what would be best? Row E is a double row through the A. So, do I have a bingo through an A? Diapason. Yep, that works. I don't think there's any need to look for a better play. You're always against the clock in Scrabble, so you need to make choices as to when to spend time and when to use it. When to save it, rather. Diapason 90. I draw the J, which is a good scoring tile. And apart from the G, there is some synergy here. Jacker is good, and Jack. Jack plays above Diapason to the right-hand side. Ah, well, I've also got it in column 7, making Joe. I may have a play beginning at D1. Great, the Jack spot stays available, and it looks like my opponent's having vowel trouble. So Jack, 47 points, that's a big score. I'm just pausing in case there's somewhere fantastic that I haven't considered. Jack does play in column 3, making KA. But that's not as many points. So I think this is fine. And I think Jack is better than Jacker because the ER helps the rack leave, and Jacker would only be 2 more points. Well, I draw vowels. Arugo is good. I could play that in row D, but it would open up column 15. Wow, good play by my opponent. I'm wondering if I've got to play parallel to Azides. I've got the O for going after the Z. Well, I can't see one. I don't have a bingo that I can... Well, I'm sure I don't have a bingo with these tiles. So Arugo would leave OE. Rouge and Org are anagrams of that. I certainly want to play off the U and one of the O's. So, how can I do that? I am in front. Car takes an O in front, so I could play Org down here. Org does take an S after it. 19 points. So what else can I do? I'm looking in column 9. I've got the G or the E for going after Joe, and AN takes an E after it of the tiles on my rack. So I could play GO, but that would keep the U. What does GO score? 23 points, only 4 more points. Definitely worth sacrificing 4 points to get rid of the U. I'm looking around to see if there's anything significantly better than this, and I can't see anything. Well, I have duplicate O again, but it's a fairly balanced rack. What I don't have is any scoring tiles, and the D and the G lack synergy. Gold tone would be available through an N. The N of diapason is not in the right place. I'm looking around at the other floaters, but I can't see anything. Now, play of logo leaving Ted might be the best rack leave I can hope for. Now, what about the Z? I could play Zoot, but that retains the D and the G, and it only scores 24 points. I'm wondering if I have anything through the U of a Jew, through the triple word square at H1. Can't see anything there. I don't have anything which goes in front of ochre. Wow, this is a tricky rack. I suppose Lodge or Ogled would leave an okay rack leave. But I'm struggling to see where either of those could play. I could play Ogled at H3 down, but it doesn't hit the double word square. And Lodge plays in column 10, making L. Now Jow does take an L, so maybe I could play in column 10. I could play Ghoul down here. 21 points. An even number of vowels and consonants, which is not as good as playing off the O as well. But I think I will stick with this. Not good. Duplicate D and T, and it's going to be difficult to play them off with the X. Ah, except Detox is good. And do I have anywhere to play Detox? Not that I can immediately see. I've got the X for going after the A of the first A of diapason, so I could play Tax, but then I'm keeping the duplicate D. And that spot has just gone. Now, do I have a play through the U of a Jew? I don't think I do. I've got Gox in row D, but that keeps both sets of duplicate tiles, so that's no good. Wow, this is a tricky rack. Now my X does go after a Jew, so I could play Text. But it's for less than 30 points. I'd like to score better than that. I don't have to play the X. I'm looking to see if I can play in column 10 next to the E of WAE, a play beginning with EX. But I can't see a way of playing off any of my duplicated tiles. Through an R, I would have dextro. What a shame detox doesn't play. Well, except it does. It plays down here. Let me see what this scores. 18 points, which is really not very good at all. But the duplicated tiles were not good, and this is obstructing the board. And it's playing off a lot of tiles, and the rack leave is balanced. Great. No duplicated tiles. Through an A, I would have gatefold. Can't see any other bingos. Or does take an S after it, and there are 3 S's unplayed, so I need to remain mindful of that hook. I've got the E for going between the D and the X. So I could play F. Good bingo by my opponent. So, let me see what Delph scores. £32 points. It's always good to hit the 30-point mark. So that's my starting point. Rackley, not fabulous, but not terrible either. I've got defog on my rack, which doesn't quite play parallel to detox. So I could play def in that spot, but then that's not going to score, as well as delf. Flog would be better in terms of rack leave, but there are limited opportunities for playing on this board. So I think 32 points is fine. Jolly good. Not too terrible a rack. We're very close. I've only got a 5-point lead. The G and the V are not great tiles. Can't see a way of using the F that I've just played. I've got an I for going after the X. But I'm looking to play off my V, so I can't see a good way of utilising that. My opponent takes a 20-point lead. And this board is looking quite tight. And I don't want to open it up for my opponent to easily score well. Now looking at the time, I've got 9 minutes left. There are 29 tiles in the bag. I don't have a huge amount of time. I'm looking in row M to see if I've got a play through the D and the X. But I don't. I can't see one. Vite is good. I could play that at A3 down, but that's quite an open move. Can't see anything through the F. Gift, not quite in the right spot. Now I've got ogive, but that keeps double T. Well, what about playing give down here? It is keeping 2 T's, but that's not the worst duplicate to have. 24 points, and the V obstructs the triple word square at 01 because my opponent can't play in column 1 onto 01. Although Ged does take an A in front. 24 points, I think that's okay. Good, I don't draw any more T's. And I have got an A for going in front of Ged. I think Yata is good, although I may be confusing it with Yato, which I know to be good. Torta is good as well. Tayra is good, T-A-Y-R-A, so I think that would be my play if the Ged hook remains available. I don't have any vowels which can go after the X. So, hopefully my opponent will leave that hook alone. There is only one A unseen. And Tayra would be nice because the rack leave AT or OT is fine. Only one O left. Great, stays available. So Tayra 34 points. Now there may be a better play in column in that same spot because I've got the T for going after the A, so I could have a 6-letter play ending AT. Well, I may have that, but I can't see it. Eric takes an A after it. So it would be nice to retain one of my A's. Or even play underneath Eric if I had a play beginning AY. Well, I can't see such a play, so I think I'll take the 34 points. And that's awful. That is a dreadful, dreadful rack. And I'm only 10 points ahead, so I may well be stuck with this rack. This is a complete horror show. I could play Huier at D1 for not many points. Well, I wasn't expecting a pickup that bad. I picked up 2 I's and 2 U's. And look at the remaining tiles, quite bingo-y. And my opponent has a 23-point lead. I'm in trouble. I'm looking to see if I can play through the C of Eric's, a play being is CH. But I don't have anything. So Huier sorts out the duplicates. Look at the vowel situation. There's only, I'm drenched in vowels. I'm getting rid of them. But there are only 3 vowels unseen out of 18 tiles. Therefore, my rack leave is not too bad. And my opponent's going to have to burn vowels to use the triple word square at A1. And I'm only 23 points behind, so I'll be about 10 points behind after this move. Now, Huey without the A is also good, so is there somewhere I can play that for more points? I've got 5.5 minutes left. Let me just put this back on my rack. Where can I play Huey? Well, nowhere that I can see. Well, I could play Huey's in column 9. 14 points. That's probably better. Because my opponent may well use a vowel to score well from A1 if I were to play Huey, and this scores more points and provides no vowels. Great. Well, from a terrible rack to quite a good one. I draw the blank. I've got the Q and the U together, which is a positive. Do I have a bingo? And even if I don't, I can probably score quite well. Wow, good score by my opponent. I'm now 44 points behind. There are 3 tiles in the bag. I've got 4.5 minutes. I'm looking at column 14 to see if I can place my Q on the triple letter square at J14 for a 6-letter play ending on the E, and I don't mind burning the blank to get there. Quinty is good. I think I've got this. So that is 68 points, which is a good score. It's going to empty the bag. I've got TO and 3 of the remaining tiles. 68 points. I am 44 points behind. This is going to give me a 24-point lead. And hopefully I will draw 3 tiles and I will be able to play out. And this game may come down to whether or not I can play out in 1. So, is there something better than Quinty? I think I have to burn the blank to play in this spot. What would be better would be a bingo. So, let me quickly put this back. I have got 3 minutes. So, quotient, is there an E available? No. What is available is the E and the N of Suan. Okay. Well, both of those work for quotient, but not in last place. And there's the H of Huey's. Okay, now is there anywhere else amazing for my Q? No. Okay, that's all the time I'm going to spend on that. My opponent probably has got an I for going next to the Q, so he could score well in column 15. Great, I draw that I, so he can't play there. Now, do I have an out? I think Beaton or Biont is good. Can I play Biont anywhere? It doesn't play in column 15. Doesn't play in column 2. No. Now, my opponent's got good scoring tiles in the B and the Y. I've got Beto for going in column 15, but it doesn't get tripled. 23 points. So my opponent may be able to win because he's likely to have 2 moves to my 1. So am I sure I don't have an out? Does Biont have an anagram? I don't think Beaton is good. I think it's just Biont. So that doesn't play anywhere, so I don't think I have an out, which is a shame. Now, can I play in column 15 and hit the triple word square? Obit. Obit works. 31 points. That's pretty good. So that would take me to 398, so my opponent would need 53 points to draw from 2 moves. He might do that. He's got a lot of time to find the best play. But he's only got one vowel. He does have an S for pluralizing diapason. So he could play braise in column 12. 37 points. But then he's leaving himself with LM. He's not going to score that well with LM. Unless he can find a play at O1 using 2 consonants. That might be best for him. Well, I can't see a play. He's got leafy. But then he's not going to be able to score well in column 12. But I think he may well have a winning sequence here, or a winning set of two moves. But I don't think he's going to be blocking obit. And if he does burls, he's keeping AM. He's got a 13-point lead. Ooh, is that enough? Let me see what obit scores. Obit is 31, so that's going to take me to 398. 18-point lead. He needs 16 to draw. He's got am and in column 10, which is going to be enough. So am I missing something? I've got a minute to find a better play than this. Do I have anything through the B of burls? I don't think nobbit is good. I think it's nobbut. Yeah, I think that was a good play by my opponent. I don't think I'm going to score more than 31 points. So this may well be a lost position. Biont was the only 5-letter word I could see on my rack. And I just can't see anywhere to play that. And I can't see anything through the B of burls or the H of hueys. So I am expecting my opponent to play am and and win. Let's see. So that would be 23 points. Yeah, that would take him over the 400 mark. I am expecting him to play this. He's got 11 minutes to find it. Yeah. So pass to end the game. And the final score, 398 to me, 405 to my opponent. A winning margin of 7 points. Let's see what I missed. Now it's my opponent to go first. I played diapason. Paranoid was also available. Ooh, look at that. Horrible stuff. I had Jack at G7. That was my play. Nice score by my opponent. Fogu, didn't see that. Only 24 points, though. And Orc for 19, not much less. Gould at D10. Does that work? D10. Oh, I see. Playing in row D, not down column 10. 19 points. And I did Gould for 21. Probably not very much between those. Now this is where I had the duplicate tiles. Text would have kept the duplicate D, so that wasn't great. What did I do? I did detox for 18, and I prefer that because I don't like the rack leaves that are shown. Nice bingo by my opponent. Delve for 32, that was my play. Now this was a tricky rack. What did I do? Well, I did give for 24, keeping OTT. I could have played Gov at L2 in the same spot. Yeah, for 22. I think Gov would have been slightly better, less easy for my opponent to use the triple word square at 01, and I think the rack leave is better. This is where I played Tara at H1. And this was an awful rack, but I could have played Ori Howe L10. Yeah, that's not great. The rack leave is keeping the U and the I, and it's providing floating vowels for my opponent. Now this is where I played Huey's at B9 for 14 points. Rack leave of IOTU. Certainly a better rack leave than the other ones shown there. Maybe Fugio. Well, yeah, maybe Fugio would have been a nice play, keeping HITU in row D. I think that's a difficult position to analyse. My opponent did have a vowel shortage, but was able to score well. Now, did I miss a bingo? No, I didn't, and Quinty was the highest scoring play, so I think that was best. Now, this is where my opponent played Burls for 37. Pretty sure that was winning. Let's see. Yeah, Obit for 31 was the best play. And then Am at A10, 23 points. I think that was the only winning play. Maybe Ma at A8 would also have won. But anyway, very close game, just 7 points in it at the end. Very well done to my opponent. And, well, it was just an interesting game, and there was a wide swing in the racks. I was facing the rack from hell, played Huey's, and was sitting with the Q and the blank, and I was looking at a 68-point play for Quinty. So the game can swing around a lot, and in the end, it was just very close, and it very much depended on the final draw from the bag. Unfortunately, my final 5 tiles didn't play as a 5, and my opponent was able to find the winning 2-move outplay. So I think that was a close and interesting game. I hope you got something out of it and enjoyed watching it. My name is David Webb, and this has been a video for Dweebovision.